Yes, it was pretty windy out there. Thankfully, we had a couple of practice days where the wind picked up.
Yeah, it was so crazy wind today. I think I'm trying to get birdie on every hole, and I know like every hole here is birdable.
Oh, that feels so good. It feels good to put in a good round out here in the wind.
It's always when it's windy, I have a hard time with putting, but I'm very happy with the back nine. Thank you, guys.
Hello and welcome to round 2 of the 2024 Throw Pink Women's Disc Golf Championships presented by Innova Disc Golf. This is a PDGA X A tier, and we are going to be halfway through on Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the two hot geese.
Honk.
A nicer day, less windy, little warmer feeling maybe.
Yeah. Chillier in the morning, but no wind, so it was like evened out.
Still the same amount of out of bounds, though, it turns out. The same amount of difficulty. Eveliina Salonen making it look easy out there, shooting 7 down, 82% fairway hit, 71% C2 in regulation, 83% C1X putting. So impressive in that sustained 15-mile-per-hour wind we had yesterday.
Rebecca Cox, so excited to watch her again. Here on the lead card, 78% fairway hits, 67% circle 2 in regulation, and another impressive putting stat, 86% circle 1X putts in that wind.
And joining us again, we saw her yesterday on the feature card, Own Scoggins, 91% fairway hits, 83% circle 2 in regulation, 64% C1X putting. Again, her and Rebecca both putting together a really good back nine.
Yeah, Own really keeping it in bounds. Kristin Tattar, 84% fairway hits, 67% circle 2 in regulation, and look at that, almost 90% of her circle 1X putts dropping in the basket. And that was a sizable difference between the rest of the field. It was tough out there.
Hole 1 is a shorter par 3 at 283 feet. Gotta make the double mandatory and try to scooch over this log. That little bushel of trees, totally what it's called, is deadly. It's very dense, so try to get all the way through, get yourself a putt. Mid-range or putter is the typical play. Was there much of a wind?
Nope, it was perfectly calm, but again, you just want to make sure you get around that deadly bushel.
Deadly bushel. Oh yeah, nice little turning shot from Eveliina. What's a 220-ish it looks like?
Yeah, it was starkly different from yesterday. You could really hear it from this tee pad in particular, and it was an icy cold wind this morning. Nice and calm. It was a little more chilly outside. We were in the 40s when my tee time was, if that says how early I was.
We don't have to.
But it did get warmer throughout the day.
Rebecca catches the last tree, which is, what is that, like 50 feet away? Mm-hmm. Own calling it for it to get up, and she parks it. Rock 3 for her.
Kristin, one of the few to go forehand here.
I was wondering if she did this. We saw this all last year, and she never really got inside the circle, but she gives herself a long look. Yeah, such an interesting play.
He never has to worry about missing the Mando.
Mm-hmm. Rebecca up first. Oh, she's even on the other side of the log. Very long look. Solid bid.
Yesterday, only 3 holes averaging under par. Today, not much difference. Again, today only 4 or 5 holes averaging under par and 2 right at even par. So, the course still playing pretty tough, but I think not as many strokes over par out here today. Eveliina not quite as deadly on the putting green as we saw her yesterday so far on hole 1.
Yeah, it was a committed bid, but she just couldn't miss yesterday, it looked like.
Yeah, she was looking very comfortable. 14 birdies out of 51 competitors on hole 1 today. Way more than yesterday. This played as in one of the top 4 most difficult holes yesterday. Today, it was in the middle of the pack. A lot more typical of hole 1.
Mm-hmm. And a great birdie for Own there, bringing it to within 1 of the leaders. 7-6-5-4. That's fun. Man, not even the top 10 under par after yesterday. It's wild.
Here is hole 2, the first par 4 of the day. It's uphill on the tee shot. You just got to get between these two big trees and under these low-hanging tree branches. Your second shot is either a forehand or a backhand straight shot. OB in the parking lot. There's a Mando tree right there, so you can't go wide forehand. Congrats to Andrew Vetter, the Patreon winner.
Yeah, you get one of those new big sexy berry discs signed by Nate Doss as well from the practice round, so you enjoy that.
Cool. I like a turning shot here, but it's better to land a little bit more left, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Owen will still have a shot over there. She just brings some more trees in play and a little more worry about hyzering out. That parking lot comes up pretty close to the green. It's right just barely outside the circle.
Yeah, we saw kind of everyone on our card end up there yesterday. It's really easy to do. Just turn it just a bit too much.
Yeah, there was a light headwind, maybe a little bit left to right crossing here. Not enough to be super worried about it, but it was definitely holding discs while they were turning.
And everyone doing it. Rebecca a little earlier than the others. See if Kristin can make the correction here. Same deal.
Yeah, no one getting the full flex. Kind of surprising.
Yeah, if you can end a little bit more left and maybe like 30 feet farther, it's a much easier shot. This is a lot of work.
Yeah, you kind of want to get out from underneath the low-hanging tree branches. Rebecca still going to have a pretty tough shot to the green. Yeah, you can see Owen really flirting with those trees on the right side, both immediately and before the green.
Ooh, that looks great, though. Wow.
Yeah, a little tree love at the end. Parked.
What a shot. Again, Owen hasn't done better than 5th place here. This is our, I believe, 4th year we've been here, though the first year was technically Women's Nationals. Kristin throwing it too low. Easy to do with a low ceiling, kind of uphill run up.
Eveliina going to work a little bit more of a turning shot here. Doesn't quite get as much turn as she'd like, but she's not going out of bounds, and that's really what matters here.
I think she might even be in the circle, yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Rebecca looking to get this close and save the par.
Ooh.
Very nice.
Yeah, sneaks right by that tree. That's just the absolute perfect speed control.
What nice lighting this morning.
Yeah, it was so pretty. And it was chilly this morning. I think it's one of the first chilly mornings they've had in a while because all of the water features on the course and just on the way to the course in general had the mist. Yeah,
Ugh,
like
best.
thick mist.
Thick mist.
Uh-huh.
Eveliina, again, just a little off. Committed bid, a little bit low.
A nice recovery for par from Rebecca Cox. This played as the second easiest hole of the day, though. You do ideally want to at least have a birdie putt here.
I don't know if everyone feels this way, but you really want the birdies in the first 4 holes. Like you want to be a couple down and kind of pad it before it gets really, really, really hard.
At least the first 6. You can find a few birdies in there.
Mm-hmm.
You definitely don't want to be over par in those holes.
No, yeah. You're looking at a long day.
Mm-hmm. A third of the field birdieing this one. 1 of 5 holes averaging under par. Owen Scoggins starting out her day 2 under.
Hole 3, a new tee pad on the right side of the road. Everyone pretty much is going to be shooting that gap. You can try to go over top. I like a hyzer flip to full flex shot, but you can do more of a force over. You want to get over that OB blob in the center and make sure you don't fade out towards the left. Second shot, if you can get across this ditch, you are living right. Then it's typically a little forehand. You could maybe squeak a backhand in there, but it's a really tough angle. This is one everyone in the field can reach as a par 5 for a birdie. We're going to check in with Missy Gannon here.
That is a perfect looking shot from Missy, getting a ton of glide in the full flight. She is way over the OB blob. Opting for a backhand shot here. Look at that late turn. So good.
Really, really good.
She's way over the ditch.
Uh-huh. I mean, she's not quite putting, but less than 100 feet almost? Something like that.
A nice little chip forehand up to the green. Making that birdie look easy.
Back-to-back birdies for Missy Gannon. Owen throwing her racer here. A little bit more turn than those destroyers.
Not much wind
Oh, it looks great.
to note about here. I didn't notice anything. You were able to just kind of throw whatever disc you feel and trust the flight.
We saw Eveliina on a check-in yesterday go massive off of this drive.
And this again looks massive.
She's going Star Destroyer 100 feet past Owen.
Yeah. And past most of the field.
Yeah. That's why I like this new position. It's a small gap, but it's fair. I'm curious how it's going to grow in future years, but you can really get one out there nicely compared to the old position. Rebecca with kind of a controlled shot, a little short. It's kind of surprising, actually.
I do like how she's pushing the left side more, opening up that second shot to the gap instead of like we saw Missy having to throw a really controlled turning shot. That can be difficult and get you into trouble pushing that Mando tree. Kristin gonna have to be scrambling on her second shot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, why did I think she was way in the woods?
Yeah, it's not terrible, but it's a risky forehand because of that mandatory tree.
That's great.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know why I thought I saw it go way into the trees.
Oh, okay.
And
but she's pushing that tree.
Yeah, she's right on the Mando tree.
Owen working a backhand. Really pushing that right side. We saw her kind of end up too far on the left yesterday. This is a pretty good correction. She might be a little bit obstructed there. Oh, okay. I thought Rebecca was a little bit shorter of the blob.
Me too.
That's a great shot.
Also working that right side, letting the disc hyzer.
Oh, I love this. Getting across. Crowd really loved that one. That's crazy that this is Eveliina's drive.
Leaving it a little low here, but that's all you really need to get the birdie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wonder if they're going to change this one. I bet it's too easy now.
I know.
Love it.
It's borderline.
Like, that's what I think. Maybe they'll make the gap smaller off the tee or something.
It played tough yesterday, and today it's in the middle of the pack, only a quarter of the field birdieing it. So it's still, I think, in fair scoring range. It has a really nice spread, a quarter birdie, half parring, and a quarter bogey or worse.
Oh, nice.
Uh-huh.
Look at this forehand roller from Kristin.
That's a putt.
Gets into circle two. Have we seen her throw that shot ever?
Yeah, in the woods we've seen her, but
okay.
Definitely not in the open like this. Rebecca working her forehand chip shot, coming in hot, but landing nice and soft.
Looking at her first birdie of the round. Eveliina pretty much parking it there. Ah, bummer. Kristin doing all that work and not having a real putt, but an easy par. So dense in this tree, and it used to be so much worse. Used to not even be able to see through it.
Yeah, Owen doing a great job controlling the angle there.
Great putt from Rebecca. It's her first birdie.
That's one of 14 birdies today on hole 3 out of 51 competitors.
Owen with her first par. There we go. Nice solid putt from Eveliina.
And on the board with her first birdie.
So yesterday, 7 down is an unbelievable round from Eveliina. Wasn't it like 1038 rated or something crazy?
Yeah, and wasn't there like 5,000 rated rounds
Yeah.
in the FPO field yesterday?
It was pretty wild. What do we think is a good score without the wind? Yeah.
I think we could see double digits, but I think 9. Here's hole 4, just under 250 feet, but not an easy hole by any means. This hallway gets tighter as you get closer to the basket, opens up right as you get to the green. You find yourself having to scramble a lot from those right side low-hanging branches on those pine trees. If you're lucky, you hit a tree and kick out to the left, and it's a nice, easy par. This one's really tough to get to the green. A lot of times you find yourself putting obstructed from circle 2 for birdie.
If anyone ever gets through the tunnel, you all are just giddy.
Yes. Great kick for Eveliina. Wide open over there.
Yeah, you're never going to be too mad about that. Oh, so close. Rebecca with the double kick.
Yeah, the conditions stay calm all day, and I really do think that we could maybe see a 9 down. I think I think the 7 down yesterday was absolutely insane in the conditions, but also in general, that's a really great score out here.
I also think we'll probably see more like at least 10 people under par today, if not more like 12 to 15 would be my guess. Kristin catching the one tree you really want to miss.
And look how tough this scramble shot is. Low ceiling, straddled out, and still having to get through the tunnel. She's not even able to get much height on it here.
This right side is so brutal. This is still a lot of work left.
So many trees.
And low ceiling. Oh, man. Okay. And it can happen on any hole, which is crazy because this one isn't the one you're thinking, oh, I could double bogey here.
But then you wind up in some of these spots and you're like, there's nothing.
Yep.
Rebecca with a nice little skip shot up to the green.
Beautiful.
Yeah, think about the holes we've played. None of them are easy, but this one has the least number of birdies, only 7.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Probably that new tree they put in.
Looks like we had looks like we had stats keepers for every card. So
Nice.
I will talk a little bit more about stats. Only 7 people were able to get to circle 1 in regulation. 16, double that, were able to get to circle 2.
Owen with the only look for birdie on the card. Very long look here.
Whew, off the cage.
Kristin with a double bogey. Again, these first holes are the easier ones typically to birdie. We'll see how she battles the rest of the round.
That's what's wild about the par 3s on this course is at any moment you can double them. They're not safe.
Are you talking about every hole, though?
Yeah, that's true. But specifically, the par 3s look easy.
Yeah,
and then
okay.
Suddenly you're getting a 5.
That's fair. Yeah, I'd rather double a par 5 for sure. So far, solid handful under par. Owen and Missy 2 down, leading the way. Hole 5. Whew. It's only 794 feet, but don't let that deceive you. First shot, you want to get over this ditch. You see a lot of forehands. The backhand can be risky with that water on the left. Second shot, if you want to go across the water on the third, you got to land over there to the right before that pole that we saw. That pole's a mandatory for MPO, not for us. You might be going across the water on the third if you're in position, but also it's so close. It's so hard to get the birdie that if you're out of position at all, you're going to see a lot of ladies go out and around and just play for par. First things first, do not land in that silly little ditch.
Eveliina with some huge forehand distance.
Dealing with the little teeny trees.
A little bit of right to left wind here, but not really noteworthy.
Rebecca, just a little bit early, but honestly, that's fine. Owen easily cleared the ditch yesterday. Ooh, just gonna squeak across at 8. It's crazy how much of a difference that can make. If you gotta go stand still, awkward footing from in there, you're generally playing for par instead of birdie.
A really good looking sidearm from Kristin. That is crushed.
Yeah, I love the more of a turning shot rather than a hyzer. Kind of punished though.
Yeah, right on one of those small trees. Have you seen many people take the hyzer route instead of the route that we just watched our whole card take?
It just, not very many. It just doesn't seem super worth it. You can get good distance, but you're carrying OB and trying to go over the trees, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you see?
Yeah, I watched someone on my card do it yesterday, and it worked out really great for them.
It can.
Now I'm very strongly considering it.
Don't.
You just get so much distance.
Don't.
I know.
If you hit, just don't. Okay. Owen with a forehand layup.
I'm not a hyzer guy, but I think that if you are a hyzer guy, it's a really great play.
It can be. Oh, is Eveliina going to go? No. Okay, she's just going to lay up. For a second, I thought she was going to send it.
And that's kind of a short layup. She's not really biting off much there.
Very. You think she was distracted by those ducks?
I know I was. Kristin going to try to get close to the water and a little bit closer to those bushes.
Those ducks think they're hot stuff, huh?
Yeah, they do.
They got nothing on us.
Hamming it up. And Eveliina, I would say about 400 feet to the pin.
Yeah, but if she just works the right side and gets across, it'll be an easy par.
Did you see that jumping follow through?
Yeah.
That was tight. Oh my
No
gosh.
way.
No, she's the best disc thrower in the
That's
sport.
amazing. She laid it up, what, 150 feet and then parks it? Who is she?
I mean, that is pushing a 400-foot shot there.
Uh-huh. To a green that's surrounded by water on, what, 50% of it?
Yeah, look, you can see Kristin kind of cheating that right side a little bit more, getting some great ground play through the tall grass.
Also phenomenal.
Yep.
Wow.
Owen going backhand, huh? Question mark?
Yeah, she usually goes forehand here. I think the backhand is the better play.
The forward skip. Okay. Really nice shot across the water.
Wow, lead card making this hole look like it doesn't have any teeth. All gums.
Uh-oh. Ooh.
Oh, she gets away with it.
She sure does. Those branches can be mean. They are not in bounds either, so you don't cross.
Rebecca, you even gonna have a putt after that? Layup. Every time she has her hands on her hips, you know she's just mad. She's like, "Oh, I can't put this."
I know, she just shook her head. She's like, ah.
So funny.
Rebecca looking like she's running this.
Yeah. Sit. Come
No,
on.
No.
I respect the bid.
Me too. This played as the most difficult hole.
That's why it's wild we're seeing 3 birdie bids from so close. Kristin, that's her first birdie of the round.
And this is like pretty typical Kristin lately. She just birdies the hardest hole.
Yeah.
She'll struggle with like some random ones, and then she just goes to the hardest one. It's like, okay, let me get this over with.
Yeah. No problem. Rebecca, a little bit left side, but really, she's putting so firmly. Mm-hmm. More than normal. I like it.
Eveliina also with a birdie, 2 of 4 today on our lead card. Ella Hansen and Hannah Bloomroos getting the other 2, some distance throwers. You can see that really does help on this one.
Oh, and look at how much room there is behind it for tomorrow. Chantel Budinsky on chase card here. So she's coming off a couple bogeys and pars on the beach hole. Sticks it.
Ooh, nice dead center, powerful putt.
Yep. He's such a good putter. Looks like she's going to be even par. Chantel in a tie for fourth, with Kristin. Eveliina in solo first, obviously.
Here on hole 6, another shorter par 3 on paper, but a very technical shot. I really like this hole because I just think it's a good distance, and I like the low-hanging tree branches and how tight the OB line is. I like a lower shot that gets a little bit of ground play, but it's risky because if you come in too short, you can find the water. You see some players going higher and kind of around the outside of those tree branches, crashing a hyzer in. It's player's choice here. You see a variety of disc selections here. Some overstable mids, some fast fairways, even some distance drivers. What is nice, though, is the sand here on the beach of the beach hole really grabs your disc. So if you come in hot, you don't have to worry about it.
Cradles it even.
It sure does.
Gently.
Nestles.
Nestles.
Like sea turtle eggs.
Eveliina with a Halo Star Firebird nestles nicely. Kristin?
She OB?
Yeah. They tightened that up, right?
They sure did.
Yeah. I think that maybe used to have been inbound. Kristin will have to go to the drop zone. Rebecca working that higher shot. This needs a good skip. Solid.
Right at the top of the stairs.
A surprisingly awkward putt.
Own with a pure hyzer shot. Looking for some ground play.
And she gets a little bit.
This one of those holes that averaged under par out here at Winthrop.
This is a makeable putt, but definitely not a gimme. And it can go badly. You sometimes see those go into the water. Kristin does not look super happy with that effort. Rebecca for birdie.
A very confident bid. Again, you're right about that. She's coming in hot.
Yeah, it has a little bit more pace. But look at how awkward this putt is. You're above it. Own making quick work of it. Own moving to 3 down on the round.
Eveliina coming back at the basket. 2 birdies on our lead card. 19 on the day out of 51 competitors.
In the last few holes, Eveliina's putting looked like it did yesterday. It's really fun to watch. Rebecca not quite getting the birdies, but a cleaner round than yesterday. She had more bogeys early on, had to work a little harder to get those birdies. Bogey free out here is fantastic. Missy Gannon ahead on hole 7. Oh, nice.
Bamboo love. A great birdie on 7. I still am not, this year I'm just not going for that bamboo hole.
Yeah, you just lay up a little short.
A little, yeah, and give yourself a long putt, but it's a tough shot. Super impressive from Missy Gannon.
What is the simplest way to improve your disc golf game? The answer, learn from the very best. Paul Ulibarri, Simon Lizotte, Ezra Aderhold, and Holland Handley. They're not just players, they are your elite coaches guiding you every step of the way. The Power Disc Golf Academy is the premier online disc golf academy with over 150 on-demand lessons that are specifically designed to improve your skills right now. So what are you waiting for? Join today at powerdga.com.
Here it is again, a par 3, 284 feet. You see anything from, I guess you could see a putter, but typically a mid-range or a fairway driver. You hit that left side of the bamboo and then you park it just like Missy did. That's what everyone's trying to do. But for real, usually you're just trying to pipe something straight. If you miss, you want to at least hit the bamboo. If you totally miss either side, it is a triple mandatory and there's 2 really tricky drop zones.
Ooh, Eveliina catching that very inside bamboo stick with a nice kick straight back. Sometimes you get the kick away from the gap and it can leave you with a very tricky putt. It doesn't matter how wide you can straddle, you still have nothing.
Nothing. Own with a rock 3, a little too wide here. Yeah, she's going to miss it.
The drop zones are, I think, between 45 and 50 feet.
Yeah, but totally blocked by the bamboo, right?
Yep, it takes away all the height, so you can't use the flight of the disc to get to the basket.
Ooh, this looks good. Get through. Oh, yeah. Rebecca with a grand glory there.
I wonder if she just imagines a tree-lined fairway. You know? I bet she does.
We should ask her.
Rebecca, a master of woods golf.
Kristin working the forehand. That's fantastic. Gold line. Oh, I'm sorry. Rebecca threw a gold line compass. That is a grand glory. That makes way more sense. I can read. Own choosing the hyzer drop zone, but not even trying to make it. Sometimes if you try to make it, you hit the bamboo and then you're left with a really rough putt.
And the wind having a little more action here than when my card came through.
Oh, I like the floaty run. Rebecca for birdie, 20 feet.
Only a quarter of the field birdieing this hole. Rebecca, 1 of 12.
I want like a radar telling, you know, what speed is she putting?
Another nice solid putt from Eveliina. I feel like she changed her form. It looks great.
Rebecca?
No, Eveliina.
Oh, Eveliina? Yeah. I mean, I can't tell if she changed it or if she's just more confident.
Yeah, maybe. I feel like her grip looks different. Something looks different. It's coming out of her hand nice and smooth.
Yeah, they're nice and centered. But like before, she was missing like soft and left.
Yep.
You know?
I feel like it's a
whatever
grip
she's
thing.
doing, it is working. I think we can all agree.
Yep.
Eveliina with a 3-stroke lead over Rebecca and Own. Valerie Mandojano also 3 down, jumping into that large tie for 4th.
Moving on to another par 5, our second of the day, just under 700 feet. And this is one of the most technical holes on the course. Your tee shot, you can go up the gut the way the drone is flying. There's a hyzer route available as well. Your second shot, you just ideally want to get over that little blob of OB on the left-hand side. But sometimes you're out of position and you have to contend with it on your second. Your third, ideally you have a long putt or maybe just a little chip shot, but not everybody is able to hulk this hole the way that we will watch these lead card ladies. It can really become one of those holes that you have to break up into little pieces and just play for par.
Rebecca taking the hyzer route, putting it on some nice angle there, gets the good distance around the tree. That's great.
That tree that Rebecca just got past, in years prior, there's been a really big root system, and you find yourself landing in those roots so much. But something happened in one of the storms that pushed through, and it kind of, I don't know what happened. There's no more roots, and the tree's leaning very dramatically.
It is leaning dramatically.
Yeah, it's a little crazy looking, but both in a really great landing zone and not having to worry about the roots anymore.
Kristin with a good drive as well. Eveliina, a little too low. She's going to get away with it, I think, and still attack for birdie, but she's used to being a lot farther. Have you seen the tree that's just to the left over there of the tee pad? If you walk and then look back at it, it's very dramatic looking.
I will look at
like a fainting lady. Just lay down and die.
Yeah. That's how you can feel at this point sometimes in the round.
Owen working. The inside line ends up on the left side. Should be nice and open here. This is actually a really great angle to attack from. She did this yesterday as well, kind of going towards the fence and fading.
Does that have the legs?
I mean, it's going to hit the fence.
That's good.
Yeah. Maybe not all the legs, just like a couple feet.
Rebecca has enough room to work more of a turning shot up the gut if she wants, but she chooses just to get down there, get left on the fairway, open up this ideally third shot to the green.
Nice little fence bounce. Eveliina working the sidearm. That's crazy that she outdrove Rebecca and Owen, and it was so burned into the ground.
Oh, I haven't seen people trying the right side as much, but she's far enough down there that I think it's pretty open. She may not have a putt, but she can get up to the green.
She'll have a gap. Kristin also going to choose sidearm here. This is the way to really attack. Looks like a slip, though. Inbounds.
Dead center. It's going to be a tough approach to save the birdie from there. There's a low-hanging tree branch and some high floor situations with a stump, and this is what happens so often.
Yeah, I feel like the best way to get there is a skip shot, and very rarely can you get closer than maybe 25 feet with a shot like that.
Yeah, it's such a pinched angle.
Owen with a little bit better angle, but dealing with the same stuff, finds the perfect height and gets a little bit of a roll. Gonna be a bit awkward right there.
Rebecca closer to that low-hanging branch, taking it out of play. She has a more open shot.
And I'm gonna stop, being surprised that she's a sidearm girl. She's just a sidearm girl now.
Yep, now she's just one of us.
One of us.
And she's really good at it.
Yeah. Eveliina. Cheeky little run.
Mm-hmm.
Kristin inside the circle looking at a birdie.
This one of the 5 holes that averaged under par today at Winthrop.
Owen with a nice little straddle.
35% of the field birdieing. Let's see if Rebecca can get a third.
She sure can. Eveliina to move to 4 under. Committed, but right side, but good pace at least.
Mm-hmm. The screen is a little bit more dramatic than it looks on camera. It's very sloped.
You can kind of tell just by how tall Eveliina looks right now compared to the basket.
Also, I don't know if you can hear it on your TVs at home, but it sounds like an active construction site.
Yeah.
The chainsawing sounds like it's on the green.
Uh-huh.
It's a little chaotic.
In Montana, that's how we like to fall asleep.
Oh my God.
And one more to go. A very short par 4 to end it. Only 362 feet, eagleable at that distance. I believe we saw a couple eagles yesterday, but the way that those trees are is just rude. It's so tight. You can't really work any angles, any flex shots. You need to pipe something straight and kind of low and just carry 330 dead straight. You see a lot of layups where you go from kind of the back half of the tee pad, work it over to the right. Rebecca's going to do it here. It's an easy birdie if you do it that way.
It's a bummer because Rebecca can for sure reach the screen.
Yeah.
Like without much work. But just they make it so tight and such a strange angle.
You need a couple more feet. Rebecca catches, I think, that large whatever spotlight or whatever, or a pole of some kind. I don't care what it is. She catches it. But from there, it's still a very workable approach. They added those 2 new trees that really kind of block the upshot a little bit, but it's still a pretty stock approach shot.
Oh, and about as close as you want to be to that OB line.
Oh, even Kristin taking the layup. It just feels silly, too, to be going from, like, the back half of the tee, throwing around a tree. It's just one of the sillier feeling shots out here.
Yeah, and it's high risk and low reward because even if you do get across, you could leave yourself with a pretty terrifying death putt right at OB that's so close, almost inside the bullseye on an elevated basket. It's just...
Eveliina going for it. And there's the problem. Perfect shot, OB 15 feet behind it. And the drop zone is rude.
I feel like there should be a rule change here where if you go for it, you get to take it from...
The shorter drop zone?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I think that would be good.
That would be good. Yeah, more people would go. It's just not worth it to go for it.
High risk, very, very low reward.
You know, these ladies going on the right side only have to throw it 200 feet, then 200 feet again, birdie. Eveliina does something really cool and is, punished.
And has to throw the same 200 and something foot obstructed shot.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, okay. Ooh.
Kristin checks up just before the OB.
There was one eagle yesterday. Haley King got it in a ripping headwind. So impressive. Today there were 3 eagles. I watched Maria Oliva on my card almost park it, just barely outside the bullseye. Haley King got it again today, and Paige Pierce made a circle 2 putt.
Eveliina from the drop zone.
Yeah, I think she should be able to at least have a putt at it.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
It would be nice.
That would make more sense. Because she just threw such a cool drive.
So this is where kind of the old drop zone used to be. It is a really tough putt. Rebecca unable to really give it much of a run there. Kristin for a birdie. And to move back to even par on the front nine.
Eveliina with a nice par save. This played as the easiest hole. It averaged at just over a half stroke under par, over about half the field with a birdie or better.
Much cleaner golf today overall.
It just felt a lot calmer out there. Yesterday felt so chaotic. You could see everyone a little stressed. Let's watch Chantal Budinsky again here on hole 10, continuing some solid play. Bailing out a little bit more than you want.
Yeah, you need to work farther over to the right.
We know she's running this drop zone putt.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. That's such a good feeling one. If you miss, sometimes you're left with the same distance coming back.
And just like that, we're done with the front nine.
Eveliina just one stroke ahead of Own, who's one stroke ahead of Rebecca. Then a bit of a gap. Valerie Mendijano putting a great round together, 5 down through 10. Oh, Paige Pierce is 8 down through 16.
Wow.
You might be right about a 9.
Scooting up the leaderboard, moving up 25 spots.
Wow.
Unreal.
Cool.
Yeah, a lot more people under par here in the top 10. Everyone more hovering close to that even par area, way further down the leaderboard. Yeah, we still have 9 more holes though, and there are a lot of birdies left. There's also a lot of places where you can take bogeys, but the calm wind really makes every hole, like Eveliina said, birdieable.
Just bogeys?
Just bogeys.
Just bogeys.
No doubles.
Okay.
Definitely no triples.
Never.
We'll see you guys on the back. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the Two Hot Geese.
Honk.
Honk.